bridge looks across and says, when things are at their very worst, you guys are at your very best. And I thought that was a great line about humanity and about the people we can be. And that is what I have seen since I saw you last. It is nothing but the very best out of people. This whole week, 9 shows is probably going to end up costing somewhere around $300,000, $400,000, maybe $300,000, $400,000. That's it. 9 shows, people. Any place will tell you it'll take $3 million, $4 million to put on a show like that. These people of all, everyone you see tonight is working for free. Everyone pitched in and volunteered for a show here to do it for free. When that show turned into 9 shows, a lot of buttholes got tight. Everybody was great, and everyone said, you betcha, they're in it for the long haul. So I'm very, very proud to be part of this. I think that's what we kept saying that day. And you say things that day not knowing what's getting ready to happen. And so you kind of want to cover your bases and use the, well, I want to be part of it, I want to be part of it. I can't tell you how big this thing has gotten and how lucky I feel to be a part of it, whatever size that is. So with that said, if you guys want to do questions, or is there a statement that I need, Miss Nancy, to make sure that everyone gets, or?
They're sitting on them.
They're sitting on them, okay. So everyone has the statements of these guys that gave up everything that they can to get this thing done.
I'd like, the last time we were together, all of us.
Oh, good. I'm glad you qualified that. I'm not going to tell that story.
I'll just give it.
Garth?
Yes, ma'am.
If you're going to go wandering, can you take the mic with you, please?
Thank you. Sure will.
So the last time all of us were together.
Yes.
A couple months ago, when you announced that you were going to do the 1 show, then tickets went on sale. It turned into 9 shows. Were there any expectations or thoughts that you had going into it that now that tonight is the first show that you learned, the surprises, the excitement, all of that?
Yeah, I'm going to tell you, you guys live, you might not know this, but you live in one of the hardest cities to sell concert tickets in. So I was kind of bracing myself and just getting ready to get the kick out of me and go, Garth, thanks for the offer, but you know. And I got to tell you, man, you know me, I cried like a baby. And I was in with Bob Doyle and Ben Farrell. We were there that morning all together. I was on the phone because I was at a soccer game. Windier than hell, so Ben kept saying, what are you saying? What are you saying? I said, if you don't hear anything from me, just sell the next one. That's all we're doing. And they did. And they just kept selling, and people kept going. And even the people at Ticketmaster, the people with the arena, and the people on the grounds at those ticket outlets, you know, these people are working for free. And they're busting their butt, and they hang in there for hours upon hours upon hours upon hours. And the reason why we do the wristbands, 2 reasons. One is to get a good kind of a count, because your wristbands are going to be kind of a percentage of what you should be ready for. So it's a good count. And then the great thing about the wristbands is it doesn't assure you a ticket, but if you're going to go through that much trouble, we're all going to make sure somehow that you're going to end up with one, hopefully. And about through show 5 or 6, he said, there's still people in line, but none of them have wristbands. So we knew they were all taken care of. So once we got there, we felt good, and then anything after that was gravy. And it ended up, I think, it ended up being, well, what is it, 6 nights. And was it 9? 9 shows. That's what it ended up. Yes?
I was wondering, you haven't done this caliber of a show in a long time, and now you're getting ready to do some nights back-to-back shows and almost 9 in a row.
Right.
Can you talk about preparing for it, rehearsing for it, mentally, physically getting ready for this undertaking?
How honest do you want to be on this one?
Very.
You sure? Okay. You've never had this because you're a girl, but as a guy, there's always that girl that you can't wait to be with. You know, when you're all fired up and you get the chance to. And it's like over in like 2 minutes kind of thing, you know? And what are you going to do with the rest of the time? It's going to be about 3 songs into night. I'm going to be hoarse, it's going to be over, and I'm looking at the rest of tonight's show, the one after it, and 7 more after that. So I think I'm going to be spent pretty early because I'm really excited, as you can tell, and I'm really wired up. So it's going to be fun. We're going to get out there and have fun. But I'm already going to plead for the people and tell them, put themselves in my shoes. 9 shows, I'm going to need them to do a lot of the singing, you know. And I say this in Vegas every now and then. precede it with is, please don't think I'm being a smart aleck when I say this. I travel thousands of miles to hear you sing. I do. And I know it sounds backward, but that's the truth. And if you've ever seen a Garth show, ever, in a size, in an audience like this, a crowd like this, when they start singing, it makes a Garth show much better than a Garth show, if that makes any sense. So we're getting ready to rehearse right after the press conference here. So that should give us enough time to be ready for tonight. Yes, sir.
Garth Brooks, David Pienta from Planet Garth. Question for you. We were doing a roll call actually prior to today of seeing where all the bands were coming in from, mainly Planet Garth members. But we got people from Canada, Texas, Ohio, one person from California, several from Florida, including us. Can you speak to how that makes you feel? I mean, being on a hiatus since basically 2000, but now, of course, playing in Vegas. But how does that make you feel coming back into the scene? I mean, that's got to be overwhelming as a performer, so I was wondering if you could speak to that.
It's very overwhelming as a performer any time, but let's speak on two reasons for that, David. One was at the press conference, we talked about putting the call out. If you were ever going to come to a Garth show, this is the one. Because this is the one where money's not going to go in Garth's pocket. It's going to go in people that desperately needed that, were true heroes of their own planet right here in a time where I talked about this at the press conference, that little church sign that says, character is not whatever invented in crisis, it is revealed. And the character that was shown here during those times, those people, if there was ever a time to try and help those people, when Tim and Faith did theirs, that was the time. We're doing ours, and whoever does it next, that's the time to come help. So for that reason, the call went out, and these people answered, and I feel very lucky for that. Now, second, the whole thing of just, when Nashville, the whole thing about this city, when you talk to anybody that visits the city, they always say the same thing. And one of the blessings I have is someone who's lived within the city and the industry, and someone who's lived outside the city like you guys do. So you hear all kinds of comments. Inside the city, I think we're all going to be kinder. Outside the city, we're going to be more honest. Outside the city, they say the same thing when they're inside the city about Nashville. It's the greatest big city, small town combination that you can get. It's perfection that way. And that's what this place is. And so our mission was, when we started this, was with Bob and Nancy talking about, let's make sure everyone knows that Nashville is up and running again. Hotels, restaurants. So that's our goal. Our goal is to sell tickets, but our goal more is to see the economic impact, hopefully, that this will have on this city at Christmas for those people who believe that way or those people who don't. It's a season that depicts our retail and our economy for this year. So those two folds, and it's very flattering to have those people come in to hear the music, but I think it's even more flattering to have those people do the miles because you asked them to. It's very sweet. Please tell them thank you for it.
I will.
Yes, ma'am.
Naomi Snyder with the Tennessean. I want to know what you felt about scalpers making money by reselling your tickets, and what you think we need some kind of legislation here in Tennessee?
Yes, you definitely do. We all do. But ma'am, I didn't catch your first name.
Naomi Snyder.
Miss Naomi. Okay. The scalping is there's no part of it for me, not at all. I have no tolerance for it, no patience. Maybe some of the best people that I meet that I hug and might be scalpers. And if they are, then that's what they do. It's still, they do not have my respect.